What's up? Yes, live. Okay. What's up, guys? I don't have my normal control of everything, and I cannot. I'm gonna have to lean in. Good morning, Bobby Bama and Sassy. I'm trying something a little different today. Um, so first off, YouTube. YouTube. This is not official training. We're just demoing tourniquets. We're going to be doing that kind of stuff. This is a trainer. It's one I got from Human. If you've ever taken a Stop the Bleed or any medical class with me, you've probably seen these things. They're pretty cool. They're very expensive, but they're very effective. I can run water or whatever through these things for simulation of blood. We got a severe laceration right above the knee, so you can practice applying tourniquets correctly. We got an exit wound, something you would need to pack, and we got like an entry wound and something you would want to apply lots of pressure to get the bleeding to stop. So, anywho, this is our trainer. What we're going to be demoing a few tourniquets. But yeah, good morning, homie G. Good morning, everybody. I was late this morning. I forgot it was Tuesday. I apologize about that. We're still going to have some normal shenanigans as always, but I thought I'd do something kind of neat for you guys. Thought we'd go over tourniquet application. So if anybody's got any questions about tourniquets or anything like that, it's a good video to, or good live to ask those questions in, because chances are I might be able to show you. But we're going to be focusing on tourniquets today. Can everybody hear me okay too? I ain't even, because I'm just on my phone. This is like no fancy setup. Sassy iPack 1 and Backpacker. I mean, those are good. You won't go wrong with them. I wrapped a lot of horse injuries. Yeah, that's why when it comes to wrapping anything, I like having the slish ones on me. Those things are pretty awesome. Okay. So, sounds good. Excellent. Excellent. How many of you like 10 o'clock? Is that better or worse? I'm probably not going to start doing 10 o'clock. I'm usually like, I just got done packing orders and whatnot, so. But anyway, I'm sorry I can't see everybody's name because my eyesight sucks, but good morning. I can see Pilgrim. Good morning, brother. Missouri Survival. What's up, man? Man, he was just showing me some cool stuff. Which, by the way, if you're not subscribed to Chris at Missouri Survival, you need to go do that. You need to get that fixed real quick. Miss Sharon, good morning. All right. Well, we got a few folks in here. Y'all want to go through a little Tourniquet 101 real quick? Let me just kind of breeze you through Tourniquet 101. It ain't going to be nothing crazy. Again, YouTube. This is just demoing, guys. This is not official training. I recommend everyone going to get in-person training when it comes to using any kind of medical devices, period. Always go get in-person training. And yes, I'm saying that for YouTube, but I'm also actually, I genuinely mean that too, because for example, when it comes to how tight you apply a tourniquet, that's like, you don't get that from watching videos. You have to do that in person. So, anywho, that's always good though, is to do that. Not just for you, but for your family as well. So, tourniquets. Let's just, again, guys, this ain't like a full shebang. We're just doing a brief, fun overview because it's Tourniquet Tuesday and I was late, so I'm like, well, why not do something a little funner? Tourniquets, though, it's one of those things that's not super commonly needed, but it's kind of like gunfighting. It's one piece that you can't screw up. So when it comes to improvised tourniquets, I think the statistics, I'll get it out here in a minute. I think they say around 90+% fail when it comes to, homemade tourniquets, if you will. That's something you do not want to make on the fly. That's why you always hear me and several others recommending carrying tourniquets. It's the one thing you don't want to improvise. I got a few different ones here. Got all the ones we sell. Yeah, it's pretty much just all the ones we sell. We'll start with the standard a cat style tourniquet. Now this is the Sam XT. I like this better than the cat, and I'm going to show you why. Number one thing, this does not look like a family member or anyone I know, so we're going to put some gloves on. And something a lot of people don't think about is practicing applying gloves, because it takes, especially under adrenaline, a lot longer than you think to apply gloves. So number one, get some gloves on. So we're going to start with the Sam XT. I really like these tourniquets. A reason I started selling them is because they're so doggone effective. Now, in this case, this is like a thigh, okay? So up here is growing area. Down here is like a knee. So what's the quickest way to get the tourniquet on? There's two ways. You can take the thing off, do it like this. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm going to be pulling towards you guys so you can kind of see what's going on, or have a visual of what's going on a little more. Normally you always want to pull towards you because you can use your body weight if you had to and get more tension on that strap for yourself. So here's our wound. This is the one we're going to be worrying about. This is a laceration. Looks like something from a chainsaw or something like that, and it has jumped into the femoral by the looks of it. So to stop that bleeding, they always say 2 or 3 inches above the wound at least. I'm going to go ahead and tell you high and tight, because not everybody has time to measure 2 or 3 inches. So when we're tightening these are pretty easy. You hear that snap? That was the little engagement of these pins on this tourniquet. I love that because it kind of takes the guesswork out of how much tension do I need before I can start this windlass. So, and it's also got the Velcro, so go ahead and feed the Velcro around. Now normally you're not going to be able to go all the way around thighs typically with straps of tourniquets. That's just how it is. Arms, you'll have spare change, but not so much on the thighs. And in this case, literally, when that thing is tight, half a turn, you're typically going to be good to go. I can tell you from my experience with these, it's good to go. Once you get that windlass in, put your time tape strap over it. You can write the time on here if you want to. Here in America, when times are good, people's going to be at a hospital within probably 20-30 minutes of this thing being applied. This is all like best case scenario stuff too, by the way. This ain't like battlefield mumbo jumbo. So I'm just going to check comments real quick because I can't see them very good. Okay, I think we good. I ain't missing questions or anything, have I? Okay. And that's the Sam XT windlass tourniquet. Again, in my opinion, just like a cat, but a little bit better because of that little tension device. Let's see. Let's get our strap off. To release this thing, it's got a little tab here, and that's how you release it. There it was. Yeah. When it's super tight, it can get aggravating. Alright, we're going to set this one over here. Did anybody have any questions about the Sam XT tourniquet? Just curious. I know this is brave, me doing this live, ain't it? Trying to show this stuff. You get to see all my flaws as I talk. Let's see. I think we're good. And we're good. Hello, Mary. I think we're good. Okay. Sassy. I want to. I got black ones still in stock. So I'm out of orange right now. All right. Let's mosey on to the next one. These, the ETQ wide and standard by Snake Staff Systems. These are my favorite tourniquets. These are what I carry. I always carry one of these. This is how I personally carry it. I have it wrapped up. As you can see, I got gloves in there, rubber banded. This is tri-folded, or these are bi-folded. So you see the size different. If you're putting it into like a pouch, if you're putting it on your kit or something, I like to bifold them, just less folding. But if you're putting it in your pocket for EDC carry, I like tri-folding it. That's just me. But anyway, so these both, I'm not going to go through, I'm not going to like apply both of them. They're the same thing. The only difference is the width of the straps. This is what, 3/4, ½ inch, something like that. This is narrow. They made it like that to fit into Glock pistol mag pouches and things like that. So if you didn't want to carry a extra mag, you could actually throw a tourniquet in, which is pretty doggone good idea actually. And the reason they did this is because the committee of TCCC, they require a 1.5 inch width for all government issued tourniquets. So in order for Snake Staff Systems to start selling to some government entities like the Air Force, FBI, things like that, they're in several government agencies, but they had to have it at 1.5. So that's why we got the wide. That's actually the only reason they did the wide. Not that it works better or anything. Let's see. Would you recommend this product for primary? I know I'm not saying you are, Courtney, but I know in the vertical lives we'll get a lot more goof nuts. But anywho, yes, Courtney, I would. Are you talking about the Snake Staff System? These right here? One like I just showed you that I carry. If that's what you're asking, yes, I do. I do not sell anything that I would not or don't carry and use and have thoroughly tested myself. So, and also other paramedics I know, other dudes, some of the stuff, if I'm not sure about it, I've been known to send one of these to guys that I know have a lot of experience in the medical field, and for them to train with it and give me their opinions as well, because to me that kind of stuff's important. I'm not going to recommend something that I have any doubt whatsoever, period. So that's just kind of how I roll. Just probably in general, wondering for your target audience is everyday people. Do you drive a vehicle? If you drive a vehicle that has a huge metal box flying down the road at 50 plus miles an hour, it could hit something else, or someone could hit you. Metal and glass are very sharp. They can go right through skin. So that's why I say always have a tourniquet. Again, as I said in the beginning, tourniquets are not going to be super commonly used, but it's the one thing you do not want to improvise, is my point. 90+% of improvised tourniquets fail. They do not work. That stuff is in the movies. Tying a t-shirt or a belt, that stuff is in the movies. I'm not saying there's not one case out there that has worked, but on an everyday, on common knowledge, with common people that don't do this stuff all the time, huge failure point. So always carry, I like having a tourniquet at bare minimum, or a Slishman. I'm okay with people carrying, and we're going to talk about Slishman here in a second. I love Slishmans. Those I'm going to show you that here in a second. It's not a tourniquet, but it can be applied as a one, if that makes any sense. I'll show you here in a second. So anyway, ETQ wide. Let's do the wide, so I think you guys can see it a little better. I'm going to show you guys a trick with this too. So here we go. Again, to get over a thigh, we're going to need to go around that leg completely. So we'll undo our strap here. It's super easy, guys. It don't take but a second. And then we will come through. I know a lot of people get hung up on like, what is it? I'm going to show you guys this too. The, oh god, I can't even think of the name of it. The softy. How it comes apart. Like, guys, they all come apart. That one's just aggravating. But anyway, it's the turn. I'm going to do it too. So anyway, we got the strap. Let's go high and tight as we can. We're above our wound here. This laceration to the femoral. So we're going to get this thing tight as we can. Stick that Velcro together. We'll bring it through. And now we're going to start our windlass. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom, try to get a little closer to you guys. So, you see how this clip, there's two directions. You can spin this either way, okay? How this carabiner works on these ETQ wides, there's one way that is easier than the other. Both ways work. So if you go this way and get the strap in there, you say I have to push through, and then it's going to come back some and lock. It ain't going anywhere. It's a fantastic system. However, I want to show you this. If you go the other way and lock it in, it is a little easier to lock. You just kind of, as long as you get it to that carabiner, shove it down and it's in, okay? The other way, if you're not careful, and you go in on this side, and if I don't get it in good and pull it through to let the carabiner lock, it will unravel or come undone on you. So, just a tidbit note for those. You gotta make sure that carabiner locks, but it no doubt is a flippin' awesome system. So, again, you can go either way. We'll go right there and lock it in. So, and on the strap itself, there's a place over there if you want to write the time down. So that's going to be how you lock in the ETQ wide. Is there any questions on the ETQ wide? Carabiner is better than the Velcro strap. Yeah, I like the carabiner, man. I'm a huge... The Velcro strap can fail. If there's dirt, debris, all that kind of stuff, the possibility is there. Especially like G-White guys, you know, being out in the sand and that kind of crap. You never know. Okay, the carabiner, don't matter where you're at, don't matter if you're underwater. That's gonna hold. Okay, once it's locked in, it's gonna hold. So that's that. Is everybody cool? Does that make sense? Courtney, it's definitely an important part. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Courtney. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this guy off. And that was the ETQ wide by Snake Staff Systems. Again, today we're just having fun, guys. I love the Snake Staff Systems though, just because of how compact you can get these things too. That's really flipping awesome. Now, do y'all want to go to the most hated tourniquet on the internet? You know what I'm talking about. The rats. The fastest tourniquet. It's definitely the fastest self-application in my opinion. Now, again, if you think the rats does not work, please get training. Please get training. The same people that will tell me this don't work will be like, I can stop bleeding with 550 cord or a belt. And I'm just like, are you listening to yourself? Like, are you understanding what's coming out of your mouth when you say things like that? It's kind of dumb. It's kind of dumb. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to use a rat properly. And there's a few minor things I like to do when I set these up. So number one, this is different from the rats video that they share with you when you buy them. That video works, by the way. I'm not saying that's not good. I just have a personal preference. The longer I've been using these, there's a couple of things I like to do. Number one, the initial loop I like to leave. Oh, and always mark your tourniquets. This one is marked for training. Okay. So anywho, I like, instead of 3 fingers, I like 4. I like to have a little bit more of an opening for that tourniquet, because if it ever comes to a self-application, I can get everything quicker, easier for me. Okay, but we're not applying it to ourselves, we're applying it to someone else today. So this is going to be really difficult because, again, I said I'm going to try to pull towards you guys when you're applying a tourniquet. So if this was me, if like y'all were just watching me do this to someone, I'm going to be pulling it this way, okay? And this dummy, it's like gel, so everything sticks to it. But I'm going to pull this way, okay? If I'm doing it for real. For demonstration purposes, I'm pulling towards you guys. My goal there is to hopefully allow you guys to see what things are supposed to look like, okay? So anyway, so here we go. You're going to have it like this. The tail is going to come through here. And another point I want to make real quick, when I have a rat's tourniquet, I like to put a knot in the tail, okay? And I'm going to show you that right here in just a second. So anyway, but guys, it's more so about you versus the tool. So on a thigh, I'm not going to get another wrap, so we're going to be going through. And by the way, when you tighten this, when you tighten the turn, I should have said this earlier. So here, what I like about these trainers, we can run water through them to simulate blood or fake blood. And just in the real world, as in the real world, what you're going to be watching for is the physical bleeding to stop, okay? So anyway, so the rats, I'm going to pull through. Can you guys see the little ears up here? I'm going to come through 1, and I like to come through 2, so it locks in completely. And when you get this thing super tight, elastic is kind of where it's at, because regardless of what their muscles are doing, you can get elastic tight as piss and it's still going to contract with it. So let's say their muscle was super flexed, super tense, and something without any elastic, you got it tight, and then their muscle relaxed, and the overall diameter of their leg shrunk. Well, if it's not elastic, the tourniquet is not going to shrink with it. Elastic, it will. So, and that's kind of weird. The committee of TCCC does not allow elastic. And the guy that invented this, he had a very, very compelling argument on why you should be using elastic. But I digress. Anyway, this is double locked in. As you can see, that's how you always, if you can, want to do a rat's tourniquet. Check comments. Have y'all had to kick anybody yet? Has any of my moderators had to kick anybody yet? Has anybody been silly? As y'all can tell how much I'm paying them attention anyway. I'm just curious. But anyway, so that is the rat's tourniquet. And this knot here, the reason for this is to prevent slipping. So if my hands are all bloody and I am pulling this hard as I can, I have a knot in here to actually have sort of a stop for my hand, so it don't slip out of my hand. That's what the knot's for. Because usually when you're applying a tourniquet, chances are it's going to get bloody. Or it is bloody. It's already bloody. Alright. No. Courtney, you're not causing trouble. Anywho, any questions? Everybody good on the world's most hated tourniquet? We're going to talk about soft XT, or soft XT. Is that what it's called? Soft T, whatever the thing is. I'm not crazy. These work. I'm not crazy about them, but they work. They're if you've trained with it enough, you're going to be fine. If you're carrying one of these, I dare say you probably need to be practicing more. I don't like these for like just new people. Like, I want something people can get and not go through any trouble when if they're having to use it with minimal training is my thing. And the locking system on this one sucks beyond all of them. It's gay. But anywho. Okay, we're gonna move on into the soft T. All right. So I don't sell these. You may have one. You may be working with a department that uses these. It's so funny. We had a lot of people drop off when I started using the rats. That's what I'm saying, guys. I ain't trying. I know that offended. I guess that offended a lot of people. I don't give a shit. But you have to. You have to train in this stuff, guys. You can't sit here and use this one and say, oh yeah, I know how to apply tourniquets, and then someone throw you one of these and it's like, oh, it don't work, or I don't know what to do. That's ridiculous, guys. It's like shooting. I look at this like shooting. It doesn't matter. Yes, I have my guns and I carry and all that good stuff, but it doesn't matter what gun you put in my hand, because I am efficient and confident and competent with firearms in general. I'm deadly with any of them, like any of them. My gunfighting skills is based on, again, skills, not items, not devices, not gear. Okay, so skills, gear, separate the two. When you hear people talking about some tourniquets that don't work, be wary of that. Be wary of their skills. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Sorry for everyone I offended. And I've been saying the rats has worked since day one. There's a lot of people out there, and I know who you are, and I'm not saying a word, but a lot of people have said the rats don't work, and that just showed me how much skill they had. Alright. Bronco, it thinks the same way about you. Something, I don't know. You talking to me? Something I also wish someone vents away for weaker, or probably a chest compression. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, chest compressions are not a pretty thing. That is not pretty. I know at the hospital and some nursing homes, they got that electronic system that will. Nice. Never heard of Missouri Survival. My home state. Well, go subscribe to him, man. He's a good dude. Good dude. Especially if you like bushcraft and like knife reviews too. He does all the gun stuff too. But man, he's been cooking up some awesome knife reviews. Universal training with all available equipment is best. Yeah, Pilgrim. That's literally like when people take training with me, you're gonna use this too. Like, I'm not just gonna use the stuff that I sell. I have all kinds of crap, and we're gonna use all of it, like every bit of it. So it's more of teaching people the principle versus the equipment. But I want people to get comfortable enough that, like, no matter what equipment they find themselves with, as long as it's, you know, semi proper, they can achieve what they're trying to achieve. The softie thinks the same thing about you. Oh man. Yes, it probably does. It probably hates me. I don't hate the softie. It's just not the best. And yeah, it may think the exact same thing about me. In which I would say it is correct. All right, to the softie. So, one nifty thing about the softie, I guess it's kind of nifty. I don't know. So you know how I was undoing the straps earlier? This one has a weird strap mechanism. You don't really want to undo that because you're having to like put it through a couple of different loops instead of one. It's got this hook thing that comes out. Now it really sucks if you're trying to apply it and that comes undone when you didn't want it to. That's another story. So anyway, go around the extremity. We're going to hook that in. And I will say, when it comes to the softie, I love applying this thing when it's not to myself. It's so much better because I can hold this and look at that. Look how easy that was. Now, when it comes to tying up the tail, you really don't have nowhere to tie it. I don't like how this thing like wants to come loose. Like it's got some flex to it, but we got it pretty tight there. Okay. So once you get that strap tight, as all windlass tourniquets, you go into the windlass. Now this one, as I said earlier, has about the worst device. Do you see? I finally got this thing tight enough. Do you see where this thing's locked at? I do not like that. And it's got this triangle where you can, you have to just muck with it. It's so goofy. All right, slide that down, get the triangle in there. It works, okay? It works. It's holding now, but I just, it's so not intuitive. It's not simple. You gotta muck with it. I don't like it if I'm having to muck with it with no adrenaline, no pressure. You know, we're just here, we're doing this on our training dummy. I don't want to imagine how it's going to be for real, okay? And that's why I say get training on this one because it's kind of funky. The tail, if you did, the tails on these are pretty long. I don't have enough to tie, but sometimes if you got enough, you can come back around and tie. That's typically if you're applying it to arms. So, it works though. We got it to work. She's holding good. Got all the little mechanisms in there. That's how you apply the softie. Does anybody got any questions about the softie? Yeah, Courtney Blake. It's not fun. It's not fun. Oh goodness, it's too late. Gotta put him down, Doc. Yeah, I mean, I hate calling it failure points. If that's what you're talking about, Bronco, it's just I used to carry one of these, okay, before I started like experimenting and trying different stuff, and that's another thing that bugs me. Let me try to get this out so I can show you guys. So on these, how this moves, like this stuff moves. That's kind of weird to me. I don't know why. Which it's because this thing moves so much as you twist it, the windlass. And to me, that's just, I don't know. I really appreciate the effort Snake Staff System especially put into their tourniquets. This little ring, it's a simple concept. I wouldn't have thought of it. But this little ring right here, you see? That ring right there? when you're twisting this, for whatever reason, that ring actually keeps this centralized. Like the windlass itself central to that ring. And then the relationship of the windlass and the clasp, clamp, carabiner, it never changes, if that makes sense. So that's really good. That's what you want, because like as you can tell with this one, when you're tightening that, this moves, and then you have to move this. I don't know if you saw it, but when I first got it tight, it almost didn't have enough to get into the ears. It was, so I had to slide them down. I don't want to have to do that, especially, let's think about this. What if it's nighttime? What if it's pitch black and I just rolled up on an accident, or God forbid I was in an accident, and I'm having to do this at nighttime to someone? Unless I've got my light, like I almost want something that if I had to, I could do with minimal light. Granted, you need sunlight, you need to be able to see what you're doing, you need to identify the injury, you need to identify the actual location of it, so on and so forth. But I'm just hypothetically, let's say if it's low light conditions, that would stink, and those are black. So yeah, absolutely, Pilgrim, keep a flashlight. I like this little light, this little stream light flashlight, because it's got this reverse clamp on. I wear a hat a lot, so with that being said, I can do that. I can put me a headlamp real quick. So I love, consider something like that. And this is USB rechargeable. That's really nice too. I just charge it up every few days. I probably overcharge it most of the time. But yeah, good points, guys. Keeping, like, I don't have lights in my med kits, but that should be a consideration. And if it's like in your med kit, keep a check on the battery. You don't want to have to go use it and have a dead battery. So that's why I was really adamant about coming up, finding a good small compact light I can wear with all my outfits, and it would kind of do that role, if you will. So oh yeah, big bad Banes, is that what it is? Talking about personal care, personal fitness, I guess. And you know, if you're on, let's just put this into perspective of, well, even a car accident. If someone's a little too close to the road, if someone's been thrown to the road, very important, get them off the X, so nothing happens to you, because in a gunfight, get them off the X. Make sure bad guys are dealt with before you start treating, because if something happens to you, now we have 2 victims, 2 patients. We need double the medical supplies, and that just kind of went the other way. Like, so always keep that in mind. Got headlamp and cheater glasses in my suture kit. Nice, Pilgrim. It's pretty badass. Yeah, I love headlamps. I like my I keep headlamps in my vehicles, but since I've been carrying that little string light, I really love that. That thing's just awesome. And I've even, like, if I didn't have a hat on, clipped it to my shirt, just down and turned it on. You're not getting the light directly where you want, but you're getting enough light, enough spill of the light to still be able to do what you're needing to do. So it's a consideration. All right, let's talk about, last but not least, the Slishman pressure wrap. Guys, I love this thing so much. Now, this is the #1 recommended device by me, and I'm pretty sure. Would you guys say it's the #1 recommended device by me? I think it is. Do you host lives often? This is great. I don't do this often. I do lives though. We do Thursday nights. We do Tuesday and Friday mornings at 6:45 a.m. I'm doing this kind of as a. This is later today. I didn't do the live this morning. I forgot it was Tuesday. So sorry. That was the first time I've done that in a long time. But I thought, well, since we'll go ahead and work for a little while, we'll do something. It's not as time compressed. We'll do something kind of cool because a lot of people ask these questions. And it's Tourniquet Tuesday, so I thought we'd go through our tourniquets on our trainer. And I was telling people before, if you've taken a class with me, you've seen these trainers before. These are pretty fun. You can run water through them. I got IV set up, so I run water or fake blood through them. We got a laceration here on a femoral. We got an exit wound or just some kind of wound you'd need a pack, so we practice packing. And then you got like an entry wound, something that would need direct pressure quickly. So this is pretty fun. This is what I teach time to time. But yeah. Tourniquet Tuesday. That's right. And I have a store where I sell a lot of this stuff. Like I'm a dealer for Sam XTs. I'm a dealer for the ETQ wides by Snake Staff Systems. It's a great company, by the way. Also rats. I think I'm out of rats right now. I sold my last one yesterday. And a dealer for Schlichman pressure wraps. So if you need kits, if you need also pre-programmed radios, any of this stuff, please go check out preparedcitizenstg.com. Name of the business is Prepared Citizens Training Group. So that's kind of the bread and butter. Bread and butter. I can't talk today. Bread and butter is training though. Oh, good morning, Grace. ACR, what's up? I don't know how many of you's been up in here, so if you've been here and I'm just now saying, hey, sorry. Hi, Hugh, are you a paramedic? No, I'm not. I'm the in-between. I've trained with a bunch of paramedics. I've trained with military, field medics, special operations medics. I've just been training a lot with the right dudes, which is what I recommend you do too. That is what we're here for, to do this stuff so we can get better. So I do sell a lot of equipment to paramedics. All right, so let's talk about Schlichman pressure wrap. Last but definitely not least. So when you open up a Schlichman pressure wrap, these are so simple, guys. You got a loop, you got a red slider here, and with that being said, this thing slides. You can open that loop up more or less, and the first thing you'll typically do is get that loop and go over the extremity. Now, let's talk about what if I could not get the loop over the extremity. So, well, let's finish this first. So we got the loop over the extremity, and we're going to simply pull it tight. That's all we're going to do. Simply pull it tight. And the good thing is, you can see if I lose my place here, these Velcro tabs on the Schlichman keep its place. Now I will say, out of all the tourniquets that I've shown you guys, the Schlichman is by far, again, it's not a tourniquet, it's a pressure wrap, but it is by far the least painful for your patient. This is going to be the least painful. Also, this thing works great for infants or elderly, say with blood thinners, someone on blood thinners, or just, elderly extremities. You guys that's been there, you know what I'm talking about. This is the best thing you're going to buy for those types of situations. But yeah, you just finish wrapping. And if you start wrapping and you realize, oh no, my Velcro tab's on the top, just turn it. Just turn it. You don't have to do anything crazy. If the injury is not life-threatening, if it's like not gushing bright red blood with the rhythm of the heartbeat, you can go directly over the injury, the wound, with this. These are really good to maintain pressure. And you can make, I've done a video on this, you can do a makeshift pressure bandage if you've got some gauze or a t-shirt or something, and this works really good. And you got this little white tab up here. All this, you can write the time, whatever you need to do with that. So guys, again, these are on the website. Let's go over real quick if you can't get that loop over the extremity. I want to show you guys that because it could happen, right? You need to be prepared for anything. I'm going to show you guys something real quick too before I go at the end of the, when we're done. Alright, so if I can't, for whatever reason, get, if their leg's pinned or something like that, it's going to be super simple, guys. So what you're going to do is go over, go around the extremity, and this loop here, you're going to want to tighten that loop up and just go through it with the tail. Does that make sense? And you're going to have to fish it through because those Velcro tabs. But once you go through, just start wrapping as tightly as you can. Okay? Just like normal. And again, just make sure your Velcro tabs are on the wrap. And just keep wrapping like normal. That's how you're going to do it. If you can't get the loop around the extremity, just go through like that and make yourself kind of a loop knot. Or yeah, slip knot. There you go. 10 there. What did I say? Loop knot. Guys, it's been a rough morning. Speech has not been my thing today. Oh, dang, Courtney. Yeah, I mean, in that case, Courtney, I would probably recommend a Slishman pressure wrap to you. Just from what that looks like. But the Slishman's really cool. I'm going to show you a couple more things. It's so funny. This Slishman right here, this was the first one Sam, the inventor, ever sent me. It has been thoroughly abused and whatnot. There's no telling, and I've used it in classes. You can see all the fraying. There's no telling how many times this thing's been applied. Like, no telling. So anyway, what I was going to show you though, there's so many options you can do with this thing. So like if you needed to make, say, an arm sling, you could do that. And it's actually really, really easy. Look at that. I'm using my broke arm like perfectly. But anyway, making any kind of arm sling. If you needed to wrap a sprained wrist, you could easily do that. But there's literally all kinds of ways to use this thing. Goes for an ankle, knee, whatever. Like, these things are handy to have, guys. I'm serious. And I've got to do a video. Sam's been asking me. He said, next time you go to the range, take one of my Slishman pressure wraps, shoot it a bunch, and then apply it to something, like a trainer. So his thing is, like, even with it being shot multiple times, it should still do its job. So I've got to do that. But anyway, so we went over Sam XTs, ETQs, Slishman, Softies, Rats, and the goal remains the same. Arterial occlusion, pinching that artery off to stop the bleeding. That's the main goal to all this, okay? So, and again, the way we started out, gloves, if you don't know them, like I said, this person is not in my family, I don't know them, let's get some gloves on. Always keep some gloves with you. Someone said it in the chat earlier, personal protection, your safety is key. So that needs to be a priority, even above who you're trying to treat, because if something happens to you, it's kind of all failed, okay? You are the lifeline when you become that first responder, and you may not know or intend to be a first responder, but someone's life may depend on it. You could be that day. So, anywho. Yeah, so today was just tourniquets. I know I thought about doing one for like wound packing, pressure, you know, doing like a full. I actually did a stop the bleed on my channel. It's a long time ago, but it's been a while. I thought about doing like a new one though. Brown coat. Wear gloves always. Always. Pilgrim bulletproof is impressive. What's bulletproof? Is that somebody? Okay, everybody has some kind of bloodborne something. Ooh, shattered femur. That hurt. Can chest seals be used on limbs or the tourniquet? I mean, ooh, that would, so, alright. So if someone's got a broke bone in their leg, broken bones, sharp bones will cut arteries, period. Your probably best bet's going to be trying to get gloves on, reach in there and actually plug with a finger or something the artery if it's shot. Chest seal, like, you have to get to the artery. That's the main thing. And even Sam Slishman, the inventor of this right here, he said your fingers work great for plugging arteries, just like putting your finger at the end of a water hose. So if you have to do that, you have to do that. I would be scared if I knew without a shadow of a doubt that like the bone was shattered in there. But you know, it's the same time, you're not going to be putting a pressure bandage or a tourniquet over an area like that. You're gonna have to resort to packing or plugging that artery. So yeah, and see, that's another thing. I have to say this in the gun classes I teach too, but it sounds like a caveat, and I promise I'm not trying to do that, but I have to tell people. I have to tell people in training, whether it be medical or firearm, the situation dictates, guys. What we teach, it does not matter what class you go to. I don't care who teaches it, from the very best to the okay instructors. I don't care what you go to. Even if you take them all, nothing covers all situations. Nothing. So there's always a chance that what you encounter may be unique compared to what you've been taught, but we try to teach in a way and demonstrate in a way that you have enough knowledge and enough skill when you leave that the skills can be applied to many situations, if that makes sense. So, I hope that makes sense anyway. Is it a female? I don't know. It could be a guy or a girl. But anyway, so with that being said, I'm about to get up off here. Does anybody have any other questions about any of the tourniquets we used or anything like that? And I'm going to show you guys something cool. After I make sure there's no... You got to give it a good slap when you're done. Of course, we're just talking about medical trainers. Y'all get your mind out of the gutter. What's your everyday carry life-saving device? So, that could be many things. The number one life-saving device is you. It's you. I don't care what you carry. You are the life-saving device. But to answer your question, so ETQ, I carry a wide or a standard sometimes. I mix it up. This is my, my glove ripped. But this is my ETQ standard. I've got it rubber banded, tri-folded with some gloves inside because, again, I don't know who I'm going to be helping. If I had to pack a wound or something, guys, we wear cotton shirts. People wear cotton stuff. This stuff, not ideal, but it works great for wound packing if you have to. And even if you had to put the gloves on and stick your finger up against an artery to stop / slow it down until help arrived, that's what you got to do. So, but yeah, that's so I hope that answers your question. Another device I like to have on me, I have it on my vehicles and nearby, is a Slishman pressure wrap. And it's not on me right now. I actually took it out yesterday. It's in some different pants. I go back and forth pants and shorts. Today I'm in shorts. But a boo-boo bag. I sell these little boo-boo bags. It doesn't help life-threatening stuff, but it's got some Band-Aids. It's got Neosporin, alcohol prep pads, hydrocortisone, burn gel, and it's got sting relief in it. That is the best little everyday thing. I take it to all my kids' games. I take it to the park when we're just riding our bikes. I'm going to tell you what, one of us is going to use that thing usually about every day. So, and even like when I'm on patrols and stuff or Minuteman stuff, cuts, nicks and stuff on my face or hands from just working, that's always nice to have to prevent infection. So. North American, yeah, North American Rescue is good. Whoever was asking that, it's a good brand. I don't sell it for a couple of reasons. One, they're just a pain in the ass to deal with. They're pain, but I've found, in my personal opinion, better alternatives that work better. So I like those. But no, please don't hear me say I don't like North American. I have a ton. If you ever come take a class with me, North American Rescue Tourniquets is the main tourniquet we use. The cap tourniquet, and that's why I carried in the military as an infantryman. I had multiple ones on me at all times, and those are great tourniquets. Fun fact, back when I was in, it was the Gen 4 tourniquet. I still got a couple of them. But anywho. Somebody asked if I'm a butcher. No, we're trying to do the opposite. This was just, I was showing, I know they're probably dissents, but I hope you're not. I hope you're not a troll, but if you are, either way, this is just showing people, to remind people to put gloves on before you treat anyone. From bones bleeding out? Oh man, goodness. All right. So last but not least, guys, this little foam piece right here. So this trainer right here is like $700+. I don't recommend everybody getting one of these. That's a lot of money. This little trainer right here is a foam piece that I personally cut, and I'm actually going to sell these. You can practice wound packing on this side. This is like an exit wound, and on this side you can practice applying pressure to a wound. I know a couple of you out there that's hung out with me that's seen this, but and again, you can use it to practice applying, but it's going to be for sale in a training box. It's going to have a Slishman, it's going to have a tourniquet. I'm going to have a few dropping on the website today. But yeah, for instance, if you're working on this side, practicing applying a pressure, you're going to get to practice applying your Slishman, just like so. So, easy peasy. And then on the other side, I don't have any gauze with me right now, but you'd practice wound packing. And I'll be doing videos on each of these. This isn't going to count as a video. This is just for fun, for those of you that wanted to hang out this morning. But I'm going to be doing videos on each of them so you can actually go through and practice this stuff at home. So, if you're interested in that, go to the website, sign up on the email list if you're interested in that. I'm not going to have many. I'm going to have about 3 right off the bat, and then depending on how many people like it, we'll get more and go from there. So 2 by 2. Remember, no gloves, no loves. That's why you gotta wear the gloves. You gotta get the loves. Ooh, the watch makes it difficult. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I've had a lot of fun with you guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If there is anything else you guys need, shoot it in the comments really quick before I go. If not, I'll see you guys Thursday night. All right. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate every one of you. Y'all be good. Stay safe this week. Remember, Taco Tuesday as well. Get you some tacos. And if you guys are interested in any of the stuff I've shown, or medical kits, or radios, or anything like that, please head over to preparedcitizenstg.com. And I would really appreciate that. All right, guys. Yeah, no Taco Bell. That's right, Sassy. No Taco Bell. That don't count. Go to a good local Mexican restaurant. All right, guys. Y'all be good. Thank y'all for hanging out. I hope it helped. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. God bless, guys. Y'all have a good one.